And you do not
have it
even know
verified
right
to me.
now? You're not even sure right now? Ba, pambihira naman buhay ito. You should be sure right now. Kung nakahuli kayo ng ganyan, hindi nyo alam kung sino yung importer?
Sir, gusto ko lang sana ma-verify talaga, sir. Kasi
Well, you
I
better
cannot
tell us
remember
later
the
on who.
specific name anymore, sir. So,
Because look you'll be accountable to this. Nang kahuli kayo ng shabu, inamin mo. Pero hindi mo alam kung sino yung importer.
sir, within the day, within this hearing, I will name kung sino po yun, ma'am. I just want to make sure that
Thank you, Mr.
I will
Chair.
get
Thank
the
you,
correct name, Your
Congresswoman
Honors.
Luis Ro.
Yes.
Mr. Chair,
Yeah, please
if I may
proceed.
continue. Sir, medyo naputol po tayo dun sa importers accreditation. Let me continue that line, Commissioner Feldon. Kung meron na pong importers accreditation, then the importer can actually start facilitating the process. Tama po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what importation documents need to be submitted this time to the Bureau of Customs?
There's a packing list that's supposed to enumerate the items and the quantities of these commodities to be imported from other countries.
Aside from the packing list, sir, ano pong documents pa ang dapat isubmit sa BOC? This is the importation proper already. The importer already secured the accreditation. So, mag-i-import na siya. What documents need to be submitted to the BOC? You mentioned about the packing list. What else, Commissioner?
The specific term, ma'am, I cannot mention it, but these are the invoices of these commodities from the corporation or from the manufacturer. You get these commodities. This is to attest that the amount you specify there is correct. Dito po yung invoice from the manufacturers where these commodities will be coming from, Your Honor.
The packing list contains the description and the quantity of the goods, correct? While the commercial invoice contains the value.
The
of the
value,
goods.
ma'am, because this is where the tariff will be computed once these commodities arrive in the country,
And
Your
when
Honor.
you say tariff, it means importation tax.
Yes, Your Honor.
Does it include bill of lading, Commissioner?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ano po bang nilalaman naman itong bill of lading in the interest of the Filipino people?
Until you physically open the commodities in their packaging, it is very hard to assume that these are exactly the same as it is stated in those documents, Your Honor.
Yes, but with respect to the document bill of lading itself, what do we see from the bill of lading?
The shipment where these commodities will be coming in.
Can you please cite the information we see from the bill of lading?
Yung mga anong barko siya nakasakay, what are the containers, so that this can be tracked.
Containers, reference number?
Yes, sir. Meron tayo. Ma'am, meron yang, these are international numbers that can be tracked by all customs agencies in the world. Kaya po meron number itong mga containers na to.
Pag sinabi niyo po bang tracking number, ito po bang binanggit ko kanina about the 6.4 billion shabu, MCLU 600, 1881, ito po ba yung international tracking number?
Yes, ma'am. That's why our Chinese counterpart gave us that number, and we were able to trace where that truck was delivered.
You are saying that the information, the source of your information is your Chinese counterpart.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So, what other informations can we get from the bill of lading, sir? We have the international tracking number. I suppose we can see from the bill of lading the name of the shipper, the
Yes,
name
ma'am.
of the importer.
The date that's supposed to the arrival of these
How
commodities in the
about
country.
the country of origin,
Exactly, ma'am. It's part
country
of
of
it.
destination,
Yes, ma'am.
the port of unloading,
Yes, ma'am.
the consignee,
Yes, ma'am.
and the shipping line?
Yes, ma'am.
Can we determine through the bill of lading also the people facilitating the shipment here in the Philippines, apart from the importer? Like, for example, custom broker.
The brokers. Pardon me, but I am not real particular if it's part, the brokerage is part of that, or it's a different transaction that a broker
So you are
will.
not certain. You are not certain. If
Yes,
the
ma'am. I'm not
broker's
very
name
sure whether
is
it's the
indicated
broker is
also.
included there. I'm not sure, ma'am.
Saan po ginagamit, sir, yung special certificate or permit? This is among the documents which are being submitted to BOC. Saan po ba ginagamit to? Saan goods ito applicable? Or what kind of importation requires special certificates or permit?
I think some government importation,
For example po,
the importation of some government requirements that does not require payment of tariff, they may have different and special importation permit, Your Honor.
can we cite as example firearms and ammunitions if the Philippine government, for example, is importing some?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ano po yung special permit na tinutukoy doon?
The specifics of the permit, I cannot.
And that permit is issued by the Philippine government?
They have to get. There's so many government agencies that they have to pass through. There's an approval from the Philippine National Police, from the finance. When you get this special permit, it's a multi government agencies that approves that permit, and Customs Commissioner is not part of those who will approve it. It's secretary levels and multi government agencies, Your Honor.
Halimbawa po, mag-import ako ng luxury vehicles. May special permit po bang kailangan doon?
I would like to report back to you, ma'am, if importation of luxury is required to have a special permit. But second-hand luxury, not allowed, definitely, is, except when there's specific, I don't know if there's specific law that allows importation of second-hand or slightly used luxury, but I would like to revert back to you, ma'am, if importation of luxuries requires special permit, Your Honor.
How about if I will be importing high-end branded garments or bags? Special permit required din po ba?
I think the brand owner has to have a certificate that this specific, let's say, Hermes, are we talking about? Yes. They have to certify that these are genuine.
So the certification being referred to here is issued by the company of the high-end brand.
Yes, ma'am, because if this brand came into the country without those certification, they are subject to apprehension, Your Honor.
I have this information that among the importation documents also is the classification of goods. Do you confirm this?
Yes, Your Honor.
And among the classification of goods, kasama po dyan yung general merchandise.
Yes, ma'am. Diyan yung general merchandise po, yun yung medyo magulo kasi there's so many commodities that's classified general merchandise. So diyan po tayo nagkakaroon ng maraming problema sa ating peer, sa ating
Can you
port.
please enlighten us, Commissioner? Ano po ba yung problemang na-generate nitong classification na general merchandise?
mag-import ng, let's say, mga non-branded sapatos, mga damit, pero hahaluan na yan ng kung ano-ano na high-end commodity or prohibited commodities. Usually, dun sa general merchandise, tayo nagkakaroon ng problema. So, pinapasok na nila dun yung mga kontrabando. So, hindi siya nakalista dun sa packing list nila. Talagang dun sa general merchandise, yun po yung madalas maabuso nung importer. And the brokers, sometimes the brokers, they really don't care kung ano yung laman ng containers. So, yan po yung nagkaroon tayo ng, that's where the corruption and so many other problems come into play, yung sa general merchandise. Your Honor.
Commissioner, I will go back to you. Mr. Taguba, I remember during your previous testimony, you made mention of general merchandise in relation to TARA system. Can you enlighten us on this?
Your Honor, yung general merchandise po, iba-iba po kasing may-ari nun. So,
Iba-iba ang may-ari.
Opo. Yung isang container, pwedeng may footwear, pwedeng may kitchenware. So, iba-iba. Hindi naman siya kontrabando, pero hindi siya dinedeclare kasi mahaba eh. Pag i-declare mo siya, ang may-ari ng container, ay yung may-ari ng produkto, sobrang dami ng laman ng isang container eh. So, hahaba yung ililist mong items. So, ang ginagawa, pag general merchandise, pipili na lang ng ilan na papayagan naman ng BOC. So, yun na lang i-declare.
In other words, mayroong nakalista, mayroong hindi.
Yes. General description po.
And for some whose intention really is to engage in importation of contraband, sinasadya nila na gamiting classification yung general merchandise para mailusot those which are prohibited.
Magagamit po siya sa...
Like
ganun
shabu.
din. Pwede po.
Yun bang 6.4 billion, if you still remember, Mr. Taguba, was it classified also as general merchandise?
Pwede ko po bang i-clarify muna yung sinabi ni Commissioner Faeldon? Kung
Yes.
Okay lang po.
Commissioner Faeldon, let me continue with the process, please. Once all these documents for importation are submitted to BOC, ano po bang sunod na gagawin? Let us say that the importation are already loaded in the cargo vessel, in the process of being shipped to the Philippines. What should be the next step?
Excuse me, Congresswoman Luistro. I believe your question earlier about the system that you asked Mr. Taguba, I think he's ready to
give the answer?
to give the answer to you. Before we ask another opinion from Commissioner Faeldon. So,
Yes,
Your
please
Honor.
proceed.
Your Honor, nasa akin na yung pangalan ng importer. So, I would like to say it now. Yung tinanong nyo kanina, Your Honor, kung sino yung nag-import.
Okay, sige, ganito muna. You hold on to your horses, Mark. Let us listen first to Commissioner Faeldon. Sige, Commissioner.
Yung importer po, ma'am, is a company na EMT Trading.
EMT Trading.
Yes, ma'am. And yung registered owner ay si Irene May Tatad. Nakakulong po yata ito ngayon, Your Honor. I would like Mr. Taguba to correct me if I'm wrong because I think siya yung I think he knows it.
Okay,
so
sige.
kung mali yung aking sinabi, I would...
So, ang consignee dun sa importation na yon ay EMT Trading. Tama, Commissioner?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
The registered owner is Irene May Tatad. I'm sure Mr. Taguba may may clarify this if this is wrong or not.
Oh, sige.
Your Honors, thank
Okay.
you.
So earlier, si Congresswoman Luistro asked a question to Mr. Taguba with regards to the sistema, no? Yung sistema, paano dinideclare ang goods kung ang laman ay kontrabando. Sige, please continue.
Yes po, Your Honor. Pero po ang tanong po ni po ay kung yun ba ay may shabu doon galing sa container na yon. Naalala ko po kasi sinabi lang kanina ni former Commissioner File doon na merong information from China. So, meron pong nag-testify sa court, taga-BOC, si Rainier Ragos po. Ang tinestify po niya sa court is yung warehouse po, kung saan po yung natagpuan yung shabu. Wala pong container na nakalagay doon sa text message na yun.
Excuse me, Mark. Anong ibig mong sabihin? Yung may-ari ng warehouse, ang consignee?
Ay, yung sa shabu po na yung sinasabi po niyang information from China.
So, an information was shared to Commissioner Faildon, no? By your counterpart from China. And the information was, merong shabu ang warehouse.
Yun po ang information. Pero ang sabi po kasi kanina ni former Commissioner File doon, merong container number na binigay. Pero doon po sa korte na nag-testify po itong si Rainier Ragos, wala pong container number kasi text message po yun. Warehouse lang po.
Mr. Chair, I wish to be
Please proceed.
clarified. Mark, yun bang nahuli sa warehouse, container ba yun or yung metallic cylinder lang?
Yun po, metallic cylinder lang po.
Wala na yung container.
Wala na po, ito po yung timeline po niya. Na-deliver yung container May 24, nagka-raid na siya May 26 na siya.
In other words, the other merchandise inside this MCLU 600 1881 were delivered actually to their respective owners. And it was the metallic cylinder only which was discovered in the warehouse in Valenzuela.
Pero pwede ko rin pong sabihin na pwedeng hindi doon ang galing yung metal cylinder dahil hindi naman nakita yung unloading. Pag tinignan nyo po yung logbook nila, may mga ibang container na na-deliver doon. So, sa tingin ko, na ituro lang yung container na yun, meron din akong text message no, na galing kay Kenneth Dong na nung araw na yun mismo, nangihingi siya ng dokumento nung container number na MCLU 600-1881. Tinanong ko siya kung bakit, pero hindi na siya nag-reply. Ako naman, dahil parang wala naman sa akin yon, binigay ko na lang. Ang duda ko kasi, yun yung naging dahilan kaya naituro yung container na yun yung naging dahilan kaya naituro yung container na yun eh. Siguro kung hindi ako nagbigay ng dokumento na yun, nung time na yun, baka hindi yun yung naiturong container.
Would you know the reason why Kenneth Dong was asking for the documents of that particular container?
Si Kenneth Dong po kasi, middleman lang po siya. So, ang may-ari po kasi ng warehouse is si Richard Tan. Pero hindi kilala ni Kenneth Dong si Richard Tan, si Manny Lee lang. So, may middleman pa uli. Kung hindi po ako nagkakamali, nag-hearing na po sa Senate ito noon, nang hingi ng dokumento si Manny Lee sa kanya. Ito, itong MCLU 600-1881. So siya naman, hiningi rin niya sa akin, parang ano lang. Tapos binigay ko sa kanya, binigay niya kay Manny Lee, ayun, siguro nakarating kay Richard Tan, yun ay naituro na container. So, hindi ko, ano lang po ito, parang assumption ko lang po, theory ko lang po. Kasi wala namang container na natagpuan doon eh, mga cylinder lang po.
Was this container ever discovered during that time? Kung nasan itong container na to?
Ano po eh, wala na po yung container doon eh, nung 2 araw na nakakalipas eh. So, ang nakita na lang doon is yung mga metal cylinder na may nakalagay nga doon na na papel, yung Fidel Anoche D. Yun na yung pinagbasehan nila.
But do you confirm that that container, the shipment inside that container was classified as general merchandise?
Yes, Your Honor.
Kasi per your narration, kapag general merchandise, maraming may-ari, various types of goods. But I wish to emphasize what you said, na pwede yung metallic cylinder ay hindi naman ang galing dun sa container na iyon. Kasi wala ng container na nakita sa loob ng warehouse.
Wala po, hindi po. Wala
If
po
that
sila.
is the case, Mr. Taguba, what therefore was the basis why you were made accountable for the metallic cylinder when there is no proof that that is one of the contents of that container?
Yun po. Yung packing list naman, kailanman di ko nakita itong packing list na ito eh.
Does the packing list mentions about metallic cylinder?
Wala po. Yung sinasabi kong packing list, yung Anhai packing list, hindi po siya official document. Kailanman di ko siya nakita. Hindi siya sinabit sa BOC. Ang nakakaalam lang nito is si Manny Lee, sila Richard Tan, na yun, di umano, merong metal cylinder.
And I remember you also testified before na you have a packing list with a stamp of the BOC, and another packing list was produced during the hearing in the court without the stamp of the BOC, and that was the one which was appreciated by the court.
Yun po yung nangyari. Yung,
Do you still have with you the packing list with the stamp of the BOC?
ano na lang po, Xerox copy na lang po.
But it still bear the stamp of the BOC?
Yes po. Inano naman siya, verify po siya ng BOC na si Dennis Maniego na ito ay totoong dokumento. So, kahit wala yung original copy, kasi sinasubmit syempre sa BOC, kahit Xerox copy lang siya, pinatunayan naman na totoo ito. At gusto ko lang din iklaro yung AFTA. So, ito po yung isang special permit din po ito. Hindi naman permit, kumbaga, para makabawas sa tax. So, ASEAN-China Free Trade Agreement, hindi po ako nagkakamali. Yun po ay may tatak po ng Quarantine Bureau ng China na in-inspect po siya. At gusto ko lang din sabihin na katulad din sa Pilipinas, hindi lahat ng container ini-inspect. So, swerte rin siya at na-inspect siya. So, dapat talaga yung korte, nung in-assess niya, dapat pinanigan niya yung aming dokumento kaysa dun sa informal
What do you
packing list
mean
na yan.
when you said swerte siya, na-inspect siya?
Hindi po lahat ng container na i-inspect. Ganon din po. Hindi ganon talaga. Sobrang daming container. So siya, na-inspect siya. Meron siya tatak ng Quarantine Bureau. Pinatunayan sa korte na totoo yun. Sa
You're
kasamaang-
referring to this MCU 1881?
Yes. Your Honor.
Okay. And then?
Sa kasamaang palad, ang pinanigan ng korte is yung Anhai packing list, na informal packing list na hindi naman sinabmit sa Bureau of Customs. So, yun, hanggang ngayon, inilalaban namin yun. Nag-motion for reconsideration kami with motion to inhibit.
So you anchored one of the arguments where you anchored your motion for reconsideration is the non-appreciation of the packing list with the stamp of the BOC.
Yes. Pinaka
Okay.
number 1 po.
Mr. Chair, may I continue?
You have 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Commissioner Faeldon, I recall there's such a thing as declaration of goods with the BOC. Ano po ito, Commissioner?
In paper, I think the declaration of goods is the packing documents where you specify there what are these commodities you're importing and the quantity of each commodity that you'll be importing.
I'm sorry, sir, but based on my research, this is different from the packing list. So, what distinguishes a good declaration from a packing list? Based on my information, ito daw pong good declaration na ito ay isinasubmit sa BOC within certain number of days before the arrival of the shipment.
I would like to ask help from the expert if what's the difference between the two, Your Honor.
I see. And based on your knowledge, Commissioner Feldon, ano bang purpose nitong good declaration?
Well, in the term itself, that is to give a truthful declaration of what is the importation you're bringing, what is these goods you're importing to the country. I think that's the purpose.
Perhaps it describes also the type of goods and the quantity and
Exactly,
the value.
That's why my assumption is this is the packing list, because that is where the specific type of good quantity is being declared.
Tama po bang sabihin, Commissioner Feldon, na on the basis of this declaration of goods, the BOC is able to determine whether it will go through the yellow lane, the green lane, or the red lane? Does this good declaration has something to do with the lane where the shipment will go through?
Yes, ma'am. There's an office in the customs that does the vetting of those declaration of good. It is our risk management office. Once all those documents were submitted to the customs, they will start to run that into our system, whether this importation will pass through the physical inspection upon arrival in our ports, or X-ray, or will go to the fast lanes. So it's another office that does the vetting of those actual importation. Our office is called Risk Management Office, Your Honor.
Let me go back to Mr. Taguba. Is it on this stage that the process or the system in the BOC is being manipulated by the TARA system?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
And which office is responsible to determine under which lane the shipment must go through?
Yung mga ano po ba yan? Mga yellow lane, red lane, green lane. RMO po ata.
Anong tawag po sa opisina?
RMO.
Ano pong ibig sabihin ng opisina na yon?
Risk Management Office. Kung di po ako nagkakamali.
So this is the same risk management office that was mentioned by Commissioner Feldon. Mr. Chair, considering the vital information, I believe, which can be shared by the RMO with respect to the alleged manipulation of this yellow lane, green lane, red lane in relation to the TARA system, I humbly move that we invite for our next hearing the head of the Risk Management Office of the BOC.
Second, Mr. Chair.
Okay, there is a motion to invite the risk management officer of the BOC, the head. Duly seconded. Any objection? Hearing none, the said motion is now approved.
Mr. Taguba, kung ako mag-i-import ng firearms and ammunition, but I will be enrolling myself in the TARA system, alleged by you. So mapupunta ako sa green lane, exempted ako from document inspection, exempted ako from physical examination, malulusot ko ang firearms and ammunitions without knowledge at all of the BOC.
Well, unang-una, hindi po ako papayag na magpasok ng ganyan.
That is only an assumption. That is a hypothetical question.
Pero, yes po, Your Honor.
Yes, because you said the reason why you enrolled yourself to what you allege as Davao Group is to be able to avail of this TARA system, which, as described by Mr. Guban, has been existing in BOC since time immemorial. And the significance of this TARA system, kapag nag-green lane ka, exempted ka sa document inspection, exempted ka din sa physical examination. Do you confirm that?
Yes, sir. Pwede ko po bang dagdagan yun? Hindi naman po, katulad po ng sinabi niya, time immemorial po, nandiyan na po yung TARA. Hindi po naman namin ginusto na pasukin yung TARA system na yan. Kaya naman ginagawa yan, siyempre, yung mga negosyante, kung makakabawas ka ng babayaran, gagawin mo. Lalo na kung ito mga nagko-consult,
For some, yes.
ito pong
But for
nagpapakonsolidate.
some, there is intention really to bring in contraband. Yung iba ang gusto magtipid lang. Pero yung iba, chances are, the intention really is to bring in prohibited items. Would you agree
Yes.
with me?
Yes, Your Honor. Pero katulad po ng sinabi ko, paano naman yung mga maliliit na nagnenegosyo kung yung kalaban nila na nagnenegosyo din, dumadaan sa TARA system, sila naman hindi. Paano nila maibibenta yung mga produkto nila na hindi nila kayang tapatan yung presyo ng mga taong yun?
That is just a portion of a bigger perspective, Mr. Taguba. I am more alarmed about the national security of the country considering the manipulation of the entry of goods inside the country. For the information of the Filipino people, based on the previous testimony of our resource persons, kapag enrolled ka sa TARA system, you avail of the green lane, exempted ka sa document inspection, exempted ka sa physical examination. Kung nasa yellow lane ka, exempted ka sa document exemption, inspection, pero hindi ka exempted sa physical examination. Is that correct?
Yes po.
At
Yes, Your
kapag
Honor.
red lane ka, subject ka both to document inspection and to physical examination.
Yes po, Your Honor.
Okay.
Chair, Mr. Chair, gusto ko lang malaman kung sino yung naglagay ng mga ganung lane. Yung ba ay due course ng customs o sino ang naglagay nun? Yung red lane, green lane,
BOC na po makakasagot po niyan.
ang BOC na makakugot nun.
Hindi ko po alam.
Okay, Commissioner Paildon, ano po yung sinasabi ni Mr. Taguba na red lane, green lane? Ano po yun?
Those classifications, hindi lang po yan peculiar sa Pilipinas. Annually, there's a annual Director General's Conference of all customs chiefs in the world. And these are the best practices that has been agreed upon to do. When I assume, matagal na po siya doon.
Ibig sabihin, you confirm na merong ganong classification.
Yes, sir, but I would like to disagree on some of the requirements stated by one of our speaker here that when you pay TARA, nasa green lane ka. I would like to disabuse that because there's stringent requirements before you go there. Most of these corporations that are there, these are international corporations who have proven their honesty in importing commodities. You cannot be importer today and be at the green lane tomorrow.
So,
I
Commissioner Paildon, you affirm, you confirm that there is a TARA system.
Yes, Your Honor. I believe
There
in
is,
that.
oo.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you believe that to be legal.
Pakiuli, sir, di ko na kuha.
Do you believe that to be legal?
It's
The
criminal.
TARA system is legal.
It's criminal, Your Honor.
It is illegal.
Yes, Your Honor.
Illegal yan.
Yes, Your Honor.
But you know that there is.
Of course, Your
And
I
you
know,
did
Your
not
Honor.
do anything to stop it.
I did a lot, sir, Your Honor.
What did you do to stop the TARA system?
Ang una-una,
During
sir,
your time.
yes, sir. In my small time there, a little over 1 year, in my first week of stint, I requested all the importers and brokers and appeal to them because I agree with your honors that this is since immemorial and we've been losing maybe trillions already. Because wala nagbabayad eh. Si Mr. Tagupa sinasabi niya gusto makabawas eh. Ang samang pakinggan eh. Kasi ginugulangan mo na kagad yung bansa eh. Gusto mong kumita, so bawasan mo na kagad yung tariff na babayaran mo. Talagang hindi pwede yan. So I appealed to them. Then after 2 months, unang meeting namin, these are thousands of brokers and importers. I appealed to them na maawa naman kayo sa bansa natin. Yung binabayad yung buwis, para sa atin yan. The second is dun sa trade center. I think more than 2,000 attended. Pero ganun pa rin, sir, eh. Talagang embedded. Marami talagang importers and brokers na gustong kumita. So I started vetting kung sino itong mga airing. That's why we came up with that 4,000 na dinlist namin. Nagalit sila sa akin, of course, but lahat tayo, sir, naglilingkod sa bayan. Sinasabi nga niya, gusto makabawas. Yes, makabawas sila sa kanilang binabayaran, pero yung taong bayan yung nalulugi dyan. So, I think, as far as they are concerned, hindi nila ako nagusto kasi 4,000 nga tinanggal ko sa listahan nila eh. So, those are the process na ginawa ko, Your Honor. Talaga pong...
Commissioner, ang sinabi ni Mark Taguba, gusto nilang makabawas, kaya sila ay nagpupunta roon sa classification ng lanes. Tama ba ako, Mr. Taguba?
Pwede ko po bang sagutin yung sinabi?
Go ahead. Sige po. Sagutin niyo.
Yung sinasabing makabawas, unang-una, hindi namin gusto magtara. Yan naman hindi papansinin yung dokumento mo.
Pag-explain muna sa amin, ano ba yung TARA system para sa kaalaman ng taong bayan? Ano ba talaga ang TARA system sa Bureau of Customs? Lagay ba yan? O ano ba yan?
Lagay po, grease money po ito, tara.
O ibig sabihin, the TARA system is grease money. Nabanggit nga po ni Commissioner Paeldon, Mr. Chair, na ang TARA system is illegal, di ba? O, tama rin ang sinabi ni Mark Taguba na ito ay grease money o lagay. Ano?
Yes po.
Gaano kataas ang lagay sa isang TARA?
Maabot po ng 10,000 kung di po ako nagkakamali.
Per container?
Per container. Depende po sa opisina. Pero-
Anong gusto mong ipaliwanag kanina?
Gusto ko lang ipaliwanag na sinasabi niya na yung mga nagpaparating ng mga produkto nila gusto makabawas kaya nagtatara. Unang-una, hindi nila kailangan magbigay ng tara kung maayos yung BOC. Kung inaasikaso yung mga papel at hindi kailangan magbigay ng buwis para lang asikasuhin ka, walang magbibigay ng tara. So, sabi nga ni Jimmy Guban dito, time immemorial, nandiyan na yan. So, dapat ang ano dyan is yung tara, kung wala yan, yun yung pinaka-problema eh. Hindi kailangan ng mga nagpaparating ng mga produkto na may tara. Kaya sila nagtara kasi yung mga kakumpetensya nila, mas mababa yung binabayarang buwis. Paano ka makikipagkompetensya sa kanila kung mas mababa yung buwis nila?
O Commissioner Peldon, kanina nabanggit mo na nababawasan yung ibinibigay sa bayan, no? Itong tara, hindi naman sa bayan ibibigay ito sa bulsa eh. Di ba?
Yes, Your
Sa
Honor.
bulsa na ibibigay yan eh.
Yes,
So,
Your
paano
Honor.
mapapaliwanag mo sa amin ngayon na nababawasan yung ibinibigay na dapat na ibigay sa bayan natin?
Tama po kayo, sir. That's why yung first meeting ko sa kanila, this is exactly how I appealed to them. Kung meron kayong alam na airing BOC officer na tumatanggap ng tara, ay pwede nyo bang ireklamo, pumunta kayo sa opisina namin at ibigay nyo sa amin yung pangalan. Sir,
Wala
after
bang-
6 months,
Wala bang sinabi sa'yo, meron ka pang salita, Commissioner, wala bang binanggit sa'yo mga pangalan ng panahon mo? Wala ba?
sir, nag-appeal ako for 6 months. Of the 12,000 importers and brokers, kahit
Wala.
isa sa kanila, walang nagsabi na mayroon tumatanggap ng tara. So that is our problem. No one is willing among them to complain kung sino yung taga-BOC na tumatanggap.
Ibig sabihin, natatakot po sila magsalita pag wala kayo natatanggap na report. Nakakapagtaka po naman, Commissioner Peldon, pakituruan niyo po ako na hindi niyo po alam kung sino yan, samantalang kayo pong Commissioner.
Your Honor, ang hirap pong mag-akusa ka na wala kang ebidensya. That's why sinasabi ko, tama po, I believe na may tara. That's why in my first 6 months, I appeal to them. Please go to our office and let us know kung sino po itong
Meron ka bang
tumatanggap
salita?
ng tara.
Hindi talaga maalis ng korupsyon. Pag ganyan.
I would like
Ngayon,
to ask also,
sino po yung ating ano ngayon? Commissioner La Peña, kayo po ngayon ng ano? Sino ang ating ano ngayon? Sino ang ating BOC ngayon?
Mr. Chair,
Sige po.
I just want
Yes.
to manifest that I am
Yes.
yielding whatever time is remaining for me to Chairman Abante as I need to move to my other committee for a hearing.
So you're yielding your time to...
Yes, Mr. Chair, and I am soliciting the
'Cause the,
permission
uh,
of the chairman to leave this
Because
committee
the
hearing.
interjection was so long. That's the reason why? Okay, thank you so much, Congresswoman Jinky Luistro. You can proceed.
Mr. Chair, that was not
Co-chair.
actually interjection. It was actually Commissioner
Mr. Chair,
Congressman Luistro
Mr. Chair.
has already
This one is very
Yes.
short, really. This one is very short, just to wind up.
Okay, Congresswoman Jinky Luistro, you are recognized.
About the manipulation of the yellow lane, the green lane, and the red lane. Yung sinasabi po ni Mark Taguba, gusto makabawas, gusto makatipid. That is in as far as the revenue generation perspective of the government is concerned. But I wish to invite the attention of the committee to a bigger perspective. Ang pinag-uusapan po natin dito is not only misdeclaration, but even non-declaration. Paano kung may magpasok ng bomba? Paano kung may magpasok ng mga firearms and ammunitions without the necessary declaration? And what if the consignee, the end user of this importation, are terrorist group? I hope we appreciate the possibility na baka hindi lang po income ng gobyerno ang nawawala. Baka hindi lamang po batas ang nava-violate. Mr. Chair, I lament that with that existing system as alleged by our resource persons, we are compromising already even the national security of our country. That is a manifestation, Mr.
Yes,
Chair.
thank you so much. And with that as well, kasi medyo meron lang ako itatanong sa mga naging commissioner ng BOC. Kasi pag may mga nakakalusot sa atin, katulad ng binabanggit ni Mark Taguba, ay nag-i-issue tayo ng di ba? Minsan hinahabol natin yan, di ba? Nag-i-issue tayo ng parang letter of authority para doon po sa mga illegal goods na nire-raid natin sa mga warehouses. Is this a correct assumption? Kay Mr. La Peña and Mr. Peldon, you can answer both.
yes sir, the commissioner is granted by the new law, Customs Modernization and Tariff Act of 2016, to issue search warrant as far as imported commodities are concerned. So
Yes.
the customs can issue search warrants and confiscate smuggled commodities. Your
Yeah,
Honor.
okay. So, may mga ini-issue tayong letter of authority. Tapos, kapag nakita natin na yun nasa mga warehouses na yon are illegal goods, nag-i-issue tayo ng warrant to seize and to destroy. Ganun ba ginagawa ng Bureau?
You can confiscate the commodity outrightly, Your Honor. And depending on the type of commodity, let's say in my time, sir, if I may, the importation of fake cigarette seals that were actually used for local manufacturers in their cigarettes is one of the powers of the customs to seize and confiscate commodities.
So-
Those are just ones of the
So yung mga confiscated na mga goods, yung mga illegal goods na nako-confiscate because of the warrant that are being issued by the BOC, how can we be sure of na hindi yung po bumabalik sa market na lahat ng mga goods na nako-confiscate ay napapapunta po doon muli sa BOC or ito po ay talagang dinidestroy? What are the parameters being undertaken by the Bureau para yung kinonduct po nating raid through the letter of authority on raiding that warehouse where the illegal goods are being kept? Anong assurance ng taong bayan na hindi po ito bumabalik doon sa black market, kumbaga, sa mga suki buyer na pinalusot? Kasi usually, di ba, katulad nung sinasabi natin sa mga illegal drugs na yan, di ba, minsan hindi naman talaga sinusunog lahat eh. Hindi naman dinidestroy lahat, di ba? So what are the parameters?
the disposal of some commodities, the authority to dispose it or how to proceed after the confiscation is no longer under the authority of the commissioner. It goes to the secretary level, and
Secretary of?
of finance. That's where the BOC is under. So for like perishable items, talagang let's say sibuyas, nabulok na yan doon sa pier, pinoprocess pa yung disposal niyan. So there's specific parameters on how these commodities are being disposed of. But for the recyclable, let's say for the cigarette, hindi mo yan basta-basta lang itapon kasi yung shelf life time niyan is mahaba. So even the highest government meron siyang power to address how these confiscated commodities are to be disposed of.
Mr.
So
Chair,
hindi lang talaga commissioner lang, Your Honor.
So, dito sa mga raids that are being or were being conducted noon before, meron na bang naging successful yung mga kinasuhan natin? Kasi in the first place, dapat, di ba, kung nag-grade tayo, tapos na-confiscate natin yung mga illegal goods sa isang warehouse. So, dahil nga, nandun siya sa warehouse, illegal goods siya, meron na bang nakasuhan sa BOC? Because nakalusot eh. Lumabas eh. Nakarating sa warehouse eh. And we have numerous, marami tayong mga raids that were conducted that was issued by the commissioner ng letter of authority para mag-search ng mga illegal commodities. So, nakita natin, napatunayan natin na maraming mga illegal goods. So, meron bang kinasuhan sa BOC because of that? Sige, sir.
Your Honors, during my time, the biggest, let's say, success the BOC has achieved was the payment of 33 billion pesos to the Philippine government as a result of our raid.
Commissioner, yung tinatanong ko po, kung merong kinasuhan sa BOC, kasi nakalusot eh. Halimbawa,
Yes, sir.
kotse,
Yes, sir.
nakalusot. May kinasuhan po ba?
Yes, sir. Yung Mighty Cigarette, we raided that, we filed a case, and they settled to pay the government 33 billion pesos. That's the biggest during my time.
Aside from that, kasi siguro we need to find out, no? During your time, during ng mga BOC natin, na commissioner, Mr. Chairman, siguro alamin po natin kung ilan po yung inisyo nilang letter of authority or yung mga kinonduct nilang mga search at mga raids. Tapos makita natin, ilang successful raids po doon, ang nagkaroon ng doon sa mga empleyado natin sa BOC na nanagot dahil doon po sa mga naging successful na raids. So I think it's high time that we audit the letter of authority that was being issued by the commissioners. Kasi makikita po natin yung mga issuance nila ng letter of authority doon sa mga raid na kinondak nila. At kung successful ito, ilan ang nanagot sa BOC ng mga empleyado? So, Mr. Chairman, I think in the next hearing, we will be asking the present, yung BOC, sino ba BOC natin ngayon? Sino nga ba? Si Rubio, to submit to us yung mga letter of authorities that was issued by the different administration. And at the same time, makita din po natin yung warrant nung cease and destroy, yung WSD na sinasabi. Kasi nga po, kasi dito rin po tayo nalulusutan yung mag-i-issue sila ng warrant to cease and destroy. Pero ang dinedestroy nila, tama, si Nick Paldon na depende. Kung perishable, maaaring bulok na. Pero yung mga hindi, yung mga dinedestroy ba nila, talagang 100% dinedestroy nila? Yun ang gusto natin malaman. Kung naglilinis na rin lang tayo sa gobyerno, linisin na po natin lahat. So, yun lamang po, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair.
Balik na po natin kay Chairman
Thank
Ace.
you, Congressman Fernandez. Yes, Congressman Abante.
I just would like to continue on asking the question on the TARA, no? Sapagkat, Luca, we have been talking about the TARA system nung pang-isa Pero hanggat pinag-uusapan natin yan, at hindi natin talaga natutukoy yan para hihinto yan, wala rin kwenta ito pinag-uusapan natin. So gusto kong kausapin yung pagkatapos ng Commissioner Peldon, si Commissioner La Peña, di ba? So Commissioner La Peña, nung panahon mo, meron pa rin TARA system.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Chairman. Yes, there was. In fact, before I assumed as the Commissioner of Customs,
Pakitapit po yung microphone.
before I assumed as the Commissioner of the Bureau of Customs, I heard the privilege speech of Senator Ping Lacson. And the TARA system was mentioned by him, which is existing in the Bureau of Customs.
Sino po ito? Sino po?
Senator Lacson, Your Honor.
Now, I'd like to know, Commissioner La Peña and Commissioner Baildon, that the TARA system, if it continues, it is a big loss to the revenues of this government. Am I right?
That's right, Your Honor.
So,
In fact,
what happened in your own turf?
yeah, in my time, what I did was, of course, that's one basis ng aking action, plan of action in the Bureau of Customs. But among others, I met the Association of Importers and talked to them kung ano ba yung mga problema nila. And that is one of those mentioned. But among those, aside from that, the other problem is the slow facilitation or the slow processing of the papers. In fact, it's because of the slow processing of the papers that the importer go to those people who processes their documents, and their goods or when it is delayed, there is a penalty, which is called yung dimurahe, which is 10,000 per day. Ang dimurahe niyan, Your Honor, Mr. Chairman. That's why yung mga importers talagang bumibigay, even without asking. The TARA system actually is a facilitation fee na kung nagbigay ka, aalalayan yung iyong goods. That's why what I did as a solution is after talking with all concerned, number one is I acted on the AMO, Accreditation Management Office, because that is the first place where corruption happens.
Pero Commissioner Peña, nung panahon ninyo, andun pa rin yung classification ng red lane, ng green lane, andun pa rin.
There was, Your Honor.
But you did not do anything to remove it, did you?
Well, actually, Your Honor, it's necessary. The green lane has to be resorted to because kung hindi mo isi-segregate yung mga cleared na, mahaba yung pila ng mga container van na yan, container truck. Magkakaroon ng ng traffic. in the process. That's why
So what's the difference between the red lane and the green lane?
the green lane is cleared already, Your Honor. The red lane, these are the one that is subjected to a more strict scrutiny, passing through the X-ray.
Tama po yung sinabi ni Mark Taguba na pag nasa green lane ka, hindi na binubusan yung container, hindi na masyadong ina-examine yan. Yan ay talagang diretso na, ganun po ba?
That's right, Your Honor.
Therefore, talagang hindi mo mawala ang korupsyon, Commissioner La Peña, because of that. Am I right?
Yeah, yes, Honor. But there are ways how to address that situation. And as I have said, we have to talk with the personnel, customs personnel, to move faster, to act faster on the papers of the importers. And I have a study, a plan. Actually, I have started already the automation of customs. And if we automate, that will reduce the processing of papers, Your Honor, and that will address the corruption actually that has been prevailing in the Bureau of Customs. And there will be less human factor or human intervention. I saw those automated customs in the Kota Kinabalu customs facilities. You cannot see brokers in that area, but the container vans passes through na walang intervention, but they are subjected to X-rays. So it is you can collect more revenues. Siguro yung if we will go automated, the cost of automation is bak isang taon lang yan, mababawi na yung X-ray machine na yan o yung automation, I mean. So I last hearing, Your Honor, when I was here, I mentioned about the automation in the Bureau of Customs because I feel very strongly that will be the solution dito sa problema sa Bureau of Customs.
The Commissioner, both of you know, the digitalization of the agency like the Bureau of Customs was started during the time of President Ramos. I'd like to find out from you, what happened to the digitalization of the agency? Because, as you have said, that is one way to curb corruption, to digitalize the Bureau of Customs. We were talking with the Bureau of Internal Revenue chairman today, and he told me that that is one way to curb corruption. Digitalize mo ang agency ng ating pamahalaan. So, ano po ang ginawa ninyo? Uunahin ko si Commissioner Peldon. What have you done as far as digitalizing the Bureau of Customs?
During my time, sir, there is, in fact, in the previous administration, there was an allocation of 400 million pesos to computerize customs. But it was subject to court litigation. So it was never implemented during my time because the 400...
Commissioner, because there are some people there in customs who are actually against it. So they can continue the corruption. Am I right?
It can be assumed that way, sir.
But only assume that way, Commissioner Peldon. It is true. Di ba? That's the reason why merong court case dyan, napatagal yung digitalization dyan. Hanggang ngayon, Commissioner La Peña, how many percent of the Bureau of Customs are actually digitalized
Well,
during your time?
Yeah, in my time, Your Honor, the offices have computers, are computerized. But I am referring to the computerization of the importation process, Your Honor. And as I've said, we have started the planning of this computerization of the Bureau of Customs. Although, well, I was not able to finish it because I was transferred to TESDA. I became the Director General of TESDA. But just the same, that project was being piloted, operationally tested, Your Honor, but it did not push through anymore. I agree with you that maybe within the customs, do not like the computerization, the automation. That's why it should come from the national government, from the, for example, from the custom, from the Congress, and let it happen. Let the automation be done, completed, and implemented in Bureau of Customs. 1 year only that can be yung cost ng automation will be mababawi na yon sa revenue na
Mr. Chair, perhaps one of the bills that the Quadcom could be able to look into is the bill to actually digitalize agencies in government that are very much involved, especially in the issue of corruption, Mr. Chair. Pero itong si Mr. Taguba, ikaw ba ay dumating pa sa time ni Commissioner La Peña o kay Commissioner Peldon lamang?
Kay Commissioner Faildon lang po.
Okay. So, let me ask you, no, in the truest sense of the word. Now, you tell me, sapagkat Commissioner Peldon, you have admitted that you were not actually in control of everything. Ibig sabihin, yung pag-release ng mga containers is not up to you anymore. So, director na lang, di ba?
The law specifically said that that's the role of the collectors in the 38 ports nationwide.
Or, hindi mo na alam yon.
The details of those packing lists, because in one port alone, there are 2,500 containers coming daily. So talagang napakarami. That's why the new law delineate the role of the commissioner and the collectors nationwide. Because commissioner cannot go to that 38 ports and inspect those
What
commodities
does the
coming in.
custom police do? Do you have enough policemen in the customs branch that are actually looking into it? Hindi ba sila ang dapat managot diyan?
I think just like the other government agencies, we lack manpower as far as the customs police is concerned. Of the 38 ports, I think the manpower to do that is not enough to really seal the borders as far as importation of contraband is concerned, Your Honor.
Chair, I'd like to make a request or a motion that we also invite the director of the customs police to shed light in this corruption, Mr. Chair.
Yes, okay. COMSEC, you are directed to send the invitation to the head of the customs police in the next scheduled committee hearing.
CIS.
So before we
Mr.
proceed, let
Chairman,
me
yes,
acknowledge first the
me.
presence
Sir.
of
Chairman,
yes.
CIIS ba yan?
Customs police is different from CIIS, correct?
Iba ba yung CIIS
Oh, magkaiba yan.
sa custom police?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
So may we invite also sa CIIS then?
And the
Yeah.
head of the CIIS, COMSEC. So let me acknowledge first the presence of the following members who are present. Congresswoman Pami Zamora, Congressman Zia Adyong, Congressman Ernex Junicio, Congressman Ping Remulla, Congressman Salvador Plato, Congressman Rog Gutierrez, and Congressman Arrogancia.
Mr. Chair,
Congressman Akop?
pwede po bang mag-interject?
Yes, you may. Congressman Akop, please proceed.
Thank you. Do we have a representative of the Bureau of Customs today?
We invited the Bureau of Customs for today's committee hearing, right? And is there any representative from the BOC? Oh, there.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Can you please identify yourself from the BOC?
Good afternoon, Your Honors. I'm Attorney Tristan Langkay. I am the current Director of the Legal Service Bureau of Customs.
Okay, sige. Thank you, Attorney.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. May I proceed?
Please proceed.
Thank you. The two former customs director admitted that there's a TARA system. There was a TARA system during their tenure. Would that be correct? Sid, would that be correct during your term that there was a TARA system? Commissioner La Peña?
There was, Your Honor. In fact, well, what I did, with your permission, if may I explain a little bit. What I did was,
No. Commissioner Sid, I premise ko lang ito. Commissioner Faildon,
Yes, Your Honor.
you admitted also that there
Yes,
was
Your
a
Honor.
TARA system during your tenure.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, may I ask the representative of the Bureau of Customs, meron po bang TARA system ngayon?
Your Honor, I'm sorry, I have no experience or knowledge on that TARA system, Your Honor. Currently, I'm just with the legal service of the
How
Bureau
long
of Customs.
have you been in the Bureau of Customs?
I've been with the Bureau of Customs since 2009, Your Honor.
And you do not know of the existence of a TARA system within your department or your office?
As to the existence, Your Honor, I have no personal knowledge of that.
I'm not asking whether you have personal knowledge.
Yes, Your Honor, if not personal knowledge, I've heard about it during discussions like this forum, during investigations. Among sa mga kwentuhan, Your Honor, narinig ko, pero wala akong experience on that, Your Honor.
Attorney,
Yes, sir.
hindi naman galing sa Bureau of Customs yung report sa amin. Galing sa mga broker mismo. Yung nakikipag-deal sa customs na may TARA system. I do not know. You have been with customs since 2009 and you, in this committee, the two customs director already admitted that there was a TARA system during the terms. Tapos ngayon, ang tanong ko, meron pa ba sa Bureau of Customs? Sabi mo, attorney, you do not know. You do not have any personal knowledge. Did you take your oath?
No, he has not taken his oath yet, Your Honor, but we can administer the oath now. Comsec, please.
I think it is necessary, Mr. Chair, so that if I find him lying, then I can move to cite him in contempt.
Okay. Please, Comsec, administer the oath of Attorney Langkay from the Bureau of Customs.
Sir, please stand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this congressional inquiry, so God may help you? Yes, the oath has been administered, sir.
Thank you, Comsec. Please proceed, Congressman Acop.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I do not know, attorney, if in the previous hearing, present po kayo.
I was not present, Your Honor.
It was Attorney Boca?
I think it's
Boco,
Attorney Dibuco, Your Honor, one of the chiefs who is under the legal service, Your Honor.
I agree. At halos parehas kayo ng sagot. You do not have personal knowledge. Yun din ang sagot nung representative ng Customs in the last hearing. But I would like to tell you, dalawa na yung naging commissioner ng Customs. Sinabi po nila, inamin nila na may TARA system. Si Mr. Jimmy Guban, who had been with Customs, inamin din niya na may TARA system. Si Mr. Taguba, na nakikipag-deal dun sa Customs, inamin din niya na may TARA system. Kayo na lang po, na nandun sa Customs currently, ang hindi po umaamin na merong TARA system. Ulitin ko yung sinabi ko nung last hearing. Pag nawala na yung Friday habit ng Customs at 3 o'clock in the afternoon of Friday, maniniwala na po ako na walang TARA system. Now, may I ask, do you want to refute that, attorney? Pati si Senator Lacson, in one of his privileged speeches, sinabi rin niya yan.
Your Honor, can I
Do you want to refute my
No,
statement?
Your Honor, I just want to say something about it.
You ask the permission of the chairman. It's the rules.
Mr. Chair, can I make a
Please proceed.
manifestation on that matter, Your Honor? Considering that a certain Mr. Taguba is saying that there is a TARA system and he has experienced it, Your Honor. As a lawyer, Your Honor, may I just suggest, Your Honor, that a proper complaint affidavit identifying the specific circumstances on which he actually paid TARA and identifying the, Your Honor, please, with due respect, the persons or individuals involved so that the proper appropriate administrative or criminal action can be undertaken, Your Honor. Please, that's just my idea, Your Honor. Thank you.
If I may, Congressman Acop, Attorney, yung pagtatanong tungkol doon ba sa TARA system, kung ito ba ay existing hanggang sa ngayon, ay nasa konteksto po nung paghingi ng information na patuloy pa ba itong mga ganitong mga gawain dyan sa loob ng customs. Of course, we're not saying that you are involved in that kind of illegal system. What we're saying is that you may probably have heard from the sources or grapevines or even perhaps some of your colleagues na merong ganitong nangyayari. Yun ang konteksto ng pagtatanong. Kasi dalawang former commissioner nagsabi meron. Diba? Yung broker na nagnenegosyo sa loob, sinasabi meron. Yung intelligence officer na taga-loob ng custom, sinasabi meron. Ikaw na taga-loob ka ng custom, sinasabi mo, hindi mo, wala. Diba? So ano yun? Yung please, you probably have heard that there are stories about the TARA system inside. Kasi sa tagal mo dyan, imposible eh. Di ba, attorney? Yes, please.
Your Honor, can I expound, Your Honor? Since I joined the Bureau, I've heard stories about the TARA system. And it seems that the TARA system was in place even before this container shipments was in place.
Yes.
Because shipments before was in open. There's no modal containers. It's not covered. So in open. So they make the TARA, they count. TARA is a counting system at the time, Your Honor, that they make. Yes.
Attorney,
That was the context, Your Honor, and then that I explained that I heard. Then eventually, Your Honor, during my stint in the Bureau of Customs, I also heard it during inquiries, just like what happened during the inquiry in this EMT case, Your Honor, please.
Hindi, ang sinasabi, you're lecturing us on the sinasabi mong TARA na yung the usual word, the real definition of TARA. But in this case, in the context of the questions raised by Congressman Acop, yung tarang pinag-uusapan natin dito ay yung lagay, ay yung grease money. Ang tanong, ulitin natin, tinatanong ni Congressman Acop, meron pa bang grease money o TARA dyan sa Bureau of Customs sa ngayon?
As of now, Your Honor, I have no information about a TARA system ongoing with the Bureau of Customs.
Mr. Chair,
Okay, see.
alam mo, nakakagalit to. I think you're lying to us. You know, you have been there for quite a time. If the commissioners know about that, why don't you know? You're a lawyer. My goodness, and you're even telling us, suggesting to us that Mr. Tagupa file a complaint? My goodness, Mr. Chair, pasensya na po kayo, pero talagang kinakailan sabihin ko to eh.
Thank you, Congressman Abante. Please